Alright, I gotta make this quick. I just recorded the same video, but the audio didn't record, so it's just me talking, but you can't hear anything. So I'm trying to do this again, but I'm gonna try to do it even faster. I wanted to recommend some books for people who are studying Korean or who want to get back into studying Korean, but they might not know which books are the best out there, or which books will help them save time. So I just wanted to run down a list of my books. So the first book I have the first book that I use the most often is this one, Korean Grammar for International Learners. It's a huge compendium of different grammar points and different grammar structures on how to basically put together phrases and sentence patterns in Korean. This book is very useful, and it was about 25 or 27,000 won. I got it from Kyobo. The book that I'm also using at the same time with the other book is this one. It's the Listening Skills. This book comes with a CD. It has practical usages for like everyday life, how to buy tickets at the train station, how to plan a trip, how to make plans with your friends and meet up, all in Korean. They have scripts in the back, and so you can read along while you're listening to the dialogue. Okay, this is a good book. This was about 15,000 won. I also got it from Kyobo. I can't really speak on this book too much other than to say it's very extensive. It comes with 3 CDs, and it's an intermediate level. It's a second book for the intermediate level, Korean listening. Okay, and I'm going to try to show you the CDs right now. It comes with, it comes with 3 CDs, so this is probably going to take a minute to get through, but if you can get through it, it's probably going to help you a lot. I only did one assignment in this book because I didn't want to start on this one without finishing the other one. So, I don't know. I can't really say too much about this one. If you're a beginner, this book may be for you. As you can see, it says Chogup 1, Beginner Level 1, Korean, and the title of the book is Exploring Korean. This book has a lot of visual aids, a lot of dialogue, a lot of fill in the blank, and it's good for somebody who's like within 0 to 3 months, maybe just getting here, but definitely trying to hit the ground running. I haven't used this book too much. As you can see, it comes with the CD. It's still in the case. I haven't even taken out the CD, but it's comprehensive in that it gives you speaking, reading, and listening practice. So it may be what you're looking for. This book is made by Sogang. Yonsei. This is a Yonsei book, Yonsei University, and it's Korean in 100 hours. It's the first level for beginners. This is not the first book I bought, but after I bought it, I realized that I had already seen a lot of the structures, so I would recommend this as a good first book. Like, if you don't have anything else, you can probably buy this book. It gives Korean and English instructions on the same patterns, so you can kind of look in Korean to see how they explain something in English. I mean, it might not be entirely helpful to you, but it's good to have it. You know what I mean? Like, why not? So, Korean in 100 hours. It also comes with a CD. The pictures aren't really that great. It's not really a dialogue-heavy kind of book, but you can do listening and you can make your own sentence patterns. To switch gears for a minute, this is a TOPIC study guide, Essential Grammar, 150 structures. This thing is extensive. Like, let me tell you, okay? I took the beginning level for TOPIC. I took the TOPIC test for beginner level. I passed it, but I didn't get the score I wanted to. So when I take this intermediate level for TOPIC, like, I'm going balls in. Like, I'm making sure I know my stuff left and right. And this is grammar heavy. This does not come with a CD. Hold on, let me flip. Yeah, this does not come with a CD. So if you need to practice listening with TOPIC, then you probably want to get another book. But if you need to bump up on your grammar, and trust me, you do, because the intermediate TOPIC is no joke, then you want to get this book, Essential Structures. They break down everything by context, by nuance. They give you restrictions. They tell you everything. They tell you everything. It's like 10 different ways to say the same thing, but because of the structure, because of the slight difference in the structures, the nuance of your sentence changes. Okay, and they explain all of that to you in here. This is another. This is probably the companion, not the companion, but this is probably the opposite. It focuses on the opposite skill set than the book I just showed you. The complete guide to the topic includes practice exams. Excuse me, I'm trying to show you the CD. It includes practice exams along with listening and reading CDs to help you. It gives you a kind of logical breakdown for how you should approach answering the questions, and it tells you the reasoning behind how they got to answering the questions. So they use previous questions from actual tests. You can download the originals from the Topic website, but you need a supplement, and this is a good one. I got this book when I was in Daegu the first time. It's called Wordmaster, and I was actually turned on to this book by a lot of my middle school students because I see them using this to build their English vocabulary. Now, the thing with Korean students is they'll know a lot of vocabulary, but they won't know like the context in which to use it. So like a lot of the kids that I speak to, like they'll know a lot of the words when I give them worksheets and stuff, but they won't know how to say any of those things, or they won't know like the right context in which to speak the words that they're reading in their books. So what you need to do if you buy like a vocabulary book is you need to practice writing and making sentences and get your Korean friends to look over those sentences and explain to you how one word is more appropriate than the other, because Korean is just as dynamic and just as contextual as English, if not more. And so a word book like this is like, it may seem simple and I just look for the word I'm looking for and then I use it, but sometimes Koreans insert some words for words that we might not use in English. And the more you practice Korean, the more you'll see that. But this is a good book. It's over 2,000 words. It was about 10,000 won. It wasn't too expensive. And I got this at a bookstore in Daegu. This is an interesting book. It's an Aesop's Fable story for children. But what I've gone through is I've done about 4 or 5 stories already. I've translated them from Korean to English. And the main characters in the stories are usually animals or insects. So if you like want to build your vocabulary for like learning how to say different things in nature or different kinds of animals, then this book is pretty good for that. It also gives you like a breakdown on like things. I'm sorry, it's real loud in the background right now. I don't know what's going on. It gives you a breakdown on how to say a lot of things in Korean that may be kind of difficult to say, like the bird grabs the worm, or the hunter, chops down the tree. Like these kinds of action words, or these like combination action words, they're a little bit difficult to convey in Korean, and these books cover that. So if you're interested in just like kind of doing some basic stuff or like learning basic vocabulary, this book is, it's fun to sit through and read through. It's cute. This book is a Sogang Korean book. This is a second book to oh my bad, y'all. This is the second book to the beginner level. So quick story, I was taking a class at Inha University for a couple months. I didn't finish the course for reasons I'm not going to get into right now, but we were using this book. This book comes with a CD. It kind of combines all the skill sets: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Well, you choose how you want to do the speaking part, but if you do it, like, it can be helpful. But if you're not a complete beginner, you could see a lot of redundant grammar structures in here that you may already know how to use, or you may have seen in previous books. But it's completely up to you. But this is definitely a beginner book. Like, if you're new to Korean, it's good to try out. Basic KLPT. This is one of the first books I got when I came to Korea. It is a very concise and condensed version of the grammar structures that are used kind of in everyday life, especially for a beginner. It teaches you how to use particles, it teaches you how to use nouns, verbs, it teaches you how to use all the different parts of speech, and how to make sentences like more holistically, more collectively. So it's definitely good, it's definitely practical. The only thing I would say about this book is that it's a little bit dry. But if you don't care about that, you know what I mean? If you're just there to do the work, then this is probably a good book for you. This book was 16,000 won, and I got it at Kyobo. I get all my books from Kyobo. Bao. If you don't know what this book is, if you haven't seen this author before, like, you are straight sleeping. Like, you cannot be serious about learning Korean. This book is probably one of the most well or widely known books, it's at least among foreigners like trying to learn Korean. And this author, Oh Seung-eun, she is a well known and a cited linguist, and she has written several books. And this one, Korean for Beginners, is probably one of the better ones. It's grammar focused. I wouldn't say grammar heavy, but it's grammar focused. The chapters start with a little like cultural context, and there's a dialogue in each chapter, and there is let me see if I can flip to one real quick. There's a dialogue in each chapter, and it comes with translation in the margins. So you can see here, you can see here there's a little dialogue, and then in the margins they kind of give you an English breakdown of like what it all means. So it has some animation in it. It has some it has a glossary, so you can refer back to specific points of study. But this is a good book for beginners, a very good book for beginners. In fact, this really helped me organize my thoughts initially. It doesn't give you a lot of practice examples, so if you're somebody who needs to see a lot of examples, this book isn't really heavy on that, but it will show you how to use the particles and the markers and the vocabulary in such a way that if you already know how to make a sentence, then you can do that. So I would recommend this book. It also comes with a CD and workbook activities. Alright, y'all, this is the last one. This is a TOPIK study guide for the beginner level. I took the beginner TOPIK about a year and a half ago, about a year and a half ago, and I passed it. I didn't get the score I wanted to, but I passed it. This one doesn't come with a CD. This one only comes with practice questions and sample questions, but it is good for reading and writing practice. So you can just go ahead and flip through this. It's not even that thick, you know what I mean? It's not that thick, but it goes through and they give you sample questions for the essay portion, and they allow you to practice writing within the allotted, space provided, so you don't try to overwrite or you don't underwrite. So this TOPIK book is for beginners. All right. So you know what I mean? We had 12 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm gonna stop here. If you're serious about learning Korean, or if you're definitely interested in getting back on that, like, hit me up, you know what I mean? Like, I could try to tell you what I know, or maybe you can tell me some stuff that you know, and we can kind of learn from each other. But if you're in Korea, just some parting advice, take the time to just learn the basic elements of the Korean language, because it's really a rewarding language to like try and learn, and it's so different from English that it can really like give you something to work forward to if you're up for a new challenge, and Korean is definitely a challenge. So at 13 minutes and 7 seconds, I'm gonna stop here. Y'all be good. I'll see you next time.